Go.
What's going on, guys? How we doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. Whew. It's we're building up for what should be an exciting day tomorrow. I'm doing a short live tonight. I just wanted to go over what we're thinking could happen tomorrow, what Tam's been saying about finger motion. I know that everybody's really excited. So we're skipping the news stuff tonight. This will be a short live. I'm exhausted. I've been single dad this weekend because my wife is out of town. God bless her. She's enjoying time with a friend. And I thought I'd have more time, but it turns out I actually was busier. So it is how it is sometimes, guys. But I hope you guys are doing well. Vince, you're still up, man. I thought you were going to bed. I thought you were going to go sleepy. So, what I wanted to do tonight is do about half hour of taking questions, comments, or finger talking about what I'm seeing and reiterating some of what Ham's seeing because tomorrow I know there's a big push for finger. Finger looks primed. It looks ready to blow up. And the question is, will it and how fast? So tomorrow there's going to be a big push in pre-market and it's going to be really interesting. I want to know how many of you guys are planning on buying because I'd love to see what happens there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any myself, but I mean, the stock just, it's been looking great, guys. I mean, it really has. There's no doubts about it. So, let me say hey to some people before we really get going here. Big B, what's up? Kim Wiley, Lyrical, Frank Anastasio, Casink, what's up? Uncle Andy, Cinco de Mayo, baby. Oh, that's true. Finger could explode and we'll have some cervezas. Don Julio, Silver, maybe. Toe Cramp, Chad Yunkin, Darren Collins, what's up? Shogun, Troy Man, Agent Orange, Mike, what's up? The one, what to do? Scott Volkovich, One Love. X Pulse says shills are out hard. It's going to be a good big week. I agree. I do think something's happening this week for sure. Arnolfo about to find out. Blake's Wellness. Yo Ace, what's up? Ready as ever for tomorrow and this week. Finger, let's go. Hit the sack. Had friends visit and hit the sack, man. You know, God bless you. By the way, guys, listen, I'm going to do a little plug real quick. But if you guys really want to get live chat on this live feed from really smart people, and I'm not even talking about myself, get in the Discord chat. Okay. If you're not a member, it's $3 a month. I really don't ask for much. Just something to make it worth like my time, but also make it so it costs you something because it is valuable to be in the Discord. So $3 a month if you join, get in the Discord because everybody in there is just talking through finger strategies. There's chart guys in there. There's macro guys in there. It's amazing. You know, it's really great stuff. And honestly, it's a great place to be for encouragement and to think through things. So on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, hit that join button. And if you're on Rumble or X and you want to get into the Discord, you can either Venmo me or you can jump over and get into YouTube and join on there because it's worth it. It's worth it. And the Discord's really been taken off lately, but you also get the members live. So it's worth it. But anyways, I'm throwing that out there because that, like, I won't be live during the squeeze. I just won't. If it happens, if it blows up, I won't be live. I can't. I work a full-time job. But what I can do is check in and out of the Discord. And that's what a lot of other people can do as well. And so that's the place to be. All right. That's the place to be. So make sure you get in on that. Gary Ball, Ham mentioned Fidelity news coming out. Do I know anything about this news? No, I haven't heard anything about that. Dirty Red, Johnny Walker Blue Label time when finger goes. The Blue Label is a good one. Jackie's saying it's a buy. There we go. Chad C, what's up? Plankster, what's up? Emily says, I know it's early. Bear down. Hey, the Warriors won tonight. So I'm just going to throw that out there. It's nice. It's a good time to be a Warriors fan. Jordan, what's up? And then there's a viewer. I can't even say your name, but he says big. So that's cool. Yo, Ace, need to swing by the store and pick up my weekly supply of carburetors. Jordan, eat those up, baby. Toe cramp, become a member, join the Discord. Yeah. Video chat channel and squeeze it. Absolutely. Hero, what's up? Akira, what's going on, man? Squire 61 wants to buy at market open. William discourages buying pre-market because of potential collusion charges could land those. You know, I gotta say I completely disagree with William there. They are not gonna do anything collusion wise. If first of all, you can't get in trouble, Squire. If you buy and pre-market, if somebody threw that out there and you're buying because somebody said something on X or YouTube, you cannot get in trouble for that. Okay. So that's number one. You're not liable for that at all. The person who said it is. And secondly, Ham wouldn't be doing it if it's going to get him in legal trouble. Lochtefeld on Rumble says on the lookout for a forced dilution. I'm starting to think it's not going to happen. Ham talked to Finger and said they specifically are not looking to raise money right now. So I'm going to trust them at their word right there. Alan says, smart people, that's a statement, only buying if it goes to 150 at 5,000 shares. Smart, what's that? 150? You were looking for it to go down? I'm confused. What's up, Donna? Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. Oh, okay. So now I gotcha. Jasper, what's up? Billy says, hey, it's not going to lie. I got some serious PTSD. He says, curious on thoughts. Root took 6 months to really run, so we might be going into next year. What would cause this expedite? Excellent question, Billy. Excellent question. So Finger, first of all, is not Root. Okay, Root was a stock that IPO'd at a very high price and then got destroyed on the way down. Okay, just absolutely crushed. And then it just held for a long time and then worked its way up, and then it slowly, gradually built in. Root's also a bigger company. It's an insurance company. It's American, and was doing real work. I think it's the biggest insurance company in Ohio or something like that. Some weird like that. But anyways, Finger is a different story. Finger has never had a massive IPO. It's never had that big start. It's just been a small stock forever, building its steam and to rocket. And it was never shorted down the way Root was. So it's not the same stock. Ham doesn't think Finger's going to trade like Root. At least I have not heard him say that. He always says that about G-Bucks, but he doesn't say that about Finger. He thinks Finger will break and take off. And it makes sense in a way, because if you think about it, Finger it's smaller. It's like this bubbling volcano. Okay. And as it starts breaking through the top, it could just pop because it's been just so held down since the beginning. Yeah, I don't think it's got the massive people involved in it that Root did. I could be wrong. I don't know trading trends the same way Ham does, so I'm trusting him a lot on this as well. But yeah, it's not the greatest answer, but that's my answer. But I will tell you that even BAM investor, it's always funny saying BAM and Ham, but BAM investor Jim, he says that Finger, he sees that it could break 6 or 7 into May. This is based on his model. Okay. So his model is not 100%. Obviously it's just tracking things, and it's almost impossible to track a short squeeze or predict a short squeeze, I should say. But his model shows Finger getting into the 6 or 7 range in May to June. And then he says, if it holds there, he sees that their algorithms have nothing on top of it to keep it down. In other words, he says it's blue skies ahead. So there you go. I hope that helps, but that's my best answer for that. But I don't think you'll see an MMTLP situation. For one thing, This is on the NASDAQ. It's not OTC stock. Okay. So their ability to just stop trading completely with a NASDAQ stock, I think would be almost impossible. So you won't see that. Um, you're not going to see AMC got destroyed, but it's because of its CEO. Okay. So there's a lot of differences in Finger that just don't add up to where we'll get screwed. Could they keep it from blasting off? Now that's completely possible. It's completely possible that our short squeeze is lower. Maybe we hit 50, maybe we hit 35. I don't know. I'm not predicting that, but I am saying that there are ways this could go wrong, quote unquote. But it's still, if it hit 35 and that's the best squeeze we get, it would be extremely disappointing for the vast majority of people. But it would also be about 20 times higher than we were 2 weeks ago. So you'd still have to say, I made a lot of money. And, I think that's kind of worst case scenario, honestly. What's up, Juan? Oh, that's H-Town. What's up, man? South Korea, Fingerhorn, love it. Uncle Andy, Jim Cramer tells people what to buy and sell every single day. He does. That's very true. And he's really good at doing the opposite of what you should do. I haven't watched William lately. I love the guy, but I just don't have time to watch his lives. Kryptonian says if they did want to go the way of any legal action, open everybody up for discovery, and they don't want that. 100%. Yep, 100%. Alan says that given that was their base if it goes down 150. Okay, I hear you. Dirty Red, I tried last month of weeks to get peeps around me to load up on Finger and XRP, except about 4 peeps bought out 75. Wow, can't wait to tell them I told you. I love it. Love it. What's up, Girth Mike? Lyrical, said it on X, reading article, Trump wants tokenized everything through XRP moving forward. Something has to give before that can be done. Yes, a lot would have to give before that can be done. Also, I think that would have to be an act of Congress, and Congress isn't going to be anywhere close to that yet. That sounds like something that could only get through if there was a major market issue. So just FYI on that. Let me pull up something real quick here. Oops, messed that up. Did he do it? Okay, here, let me share this. All right, so this is what Bam just shared the other day. He says, I'll defer to Ham on some of the more aggressive upside price targets for Finger, but I reworked all of my fractals yesterday and now see a path to 50 or even 120 if I see reentry in the EMMUF, I don't know what that is, and attack of the primary speed line. I'll redouble my efforts to track all the high-profile tickers over the coming 90 days. I'm going to keep the main price trigger level to myself. Like I said in an ACE interview, windows opening. Good luck. So Finger, he sees high prices. And listen, his model can't track something that break to 1,500. But I can tell you with Finger, if it hits these prices, anything's possible. And this is in response to Ham saying, my report and posts on GameStop were hardly retweeted. Fingers 100 times more viral than GameStop waves, which is interesting. Nobody talks about that. GameStop, before it ran, was not trending on Twitter or anything like that. So it is interesting that he's right. Finger, I did on my last video how Finger could actually turn out bigger than GameStop, and this is one of the ways. We do want them to go to jail. Absolutely, Dirty Red. Gary Ball, my daughters will be upset to learn their children have to be named Ham and Ace. Good luck with that one, buddy. I'm sure they'll go with that. Ham, Ace, Bam, Pedro. I mean, there's like a wild group of names there. At least if you went in the female version, you'd have, Anna, like Anna Trades, or Kirsten. That's a lot easier on the female side of things than the fighting here. So now what? If it only went to 35, there'd still be a lot of counterfeit shares. There would be. The question is, listen, I'm not predicting price. I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do it. I used to do it, and I just feel like it hurt people or got people to. I don't want anybody. Let me put it this way. I don't want anybody to miss making a lot of money because I ran a math algorithm that said it could run to 2000. I just don't. Um, and if it ran to 300 and they held, and then it goes down to 50 and I would, I would feel terrible. So I've gotten out of the price prediction business. I just don't want to do that. Okay. But I do think Finger is still huge and it's going to make a lot of money. I really do. It's the question is how much. Just please make a plan to get out on the way. Okay. Um, and if you're going to hold for those big numbers, make sure you're doing it with not your whole bag. Okay. Just be smart. I want everybody to make money on this. I don't want anybody to get caught holding, because even if it ran to 1,000 and you were hoping for 2,500, I don't want that person to miss out. And then it comes down like a falling knife and you can't trade it until it hits 100 again. It's like, that would suck. So I just don't want to do that to anybody. No. So now what, I wasn't going after you on that. I was just making a point. XRQ got 1,000 figure last week when it got to 177. Beautiful. Well, you're already doing well. The one says Finger is squeezing this month. I love it. I hope you're right. Vince Felice says you have hundreds of investors educated now. Big advantage. Absolutely. I mean, this is the other big difference between us and GameStop. And GameStop, it was a bunch of kids. It was a bunch of kids who had no idea what they were doing. A bunch of kids and other people who just started getting into investing online. Didn't know what they were doing at all. But they heard a storyline, saw maybe Roaring Kitty stuff, maybe saw something on Reddit, and they were just like, okay, cool, I'll give it a shot. I know what GameStop is. And that's it. That's all they knew. They didn't even talk about naked shorts. You guys realize that? In GameStop, there was no talk about naked shorts. It just didn't exist. It was just a heavily shorted stock, and people gathered around it because they had memories of GameStop as a company and they didn't want it to go bad. So just a huge difference. None of these, like very few of them had plans, exit strategies, anything. In fact, a lot of people who held back then are still holding the bag now. And in fact, somebody was telling me the other day that they actually were able to get in touch with the woman in the movie played by America Ferrero, the one who, when it ran, she was like on the plane and she just held and she didn't make any money on it. They said they were able to talk to her and she's still holding. So there you go. Toe says, good thing I'm not famous in the stock. No one's going to be naming their kids Toe. Yeah, don't do that. Vinman, Ham's Buddy's going to start stuff tomorrow at 9:30. I think they're going to start pre-market. I don't think they said a time. Media Junkie thinks the Dubs can win it all. They're going to have to play a lot better, Media. I was just talking to this with Eric B, about how if the Warriors are going to beat the Timberwolves, they got to play a lot better. Timberwolves are much better than the Rockets, and the Thunder are much better than both those teams. So they got a long road ahead if they're going to have a chance. They barely beat the Rockets in 7 games, and it was only because the Rockets went cold. We'll see. I'm not that confident. But if they do, it'd be awesome. I'd love to see Jimmy Buckets get a ring and Steph get 5, one more than LeBron. Lyrical says the Finger run will be vigilant and fast because if given time, will destroy the market. I don't know if Finger's big enough to destroy the market. I'll disagree with you there, but it could significantly hurt, especially if it hits a domino effect like Pedro always talks about. That's what could really bring down the market. FICA says, since no one knows how high, it's usually best to scale into strength, so at least you get profits. Yes. Don't go all or nothing at some super high price. I agree. KDC, welcome to the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And make sure you click that Discord link. It is posted in the members on the chat area, not the chat area, sorry, the post area. If you go to community, it'll say messages right there, and you just click on the Discord and you are in. Vince says, and they already took away the buy button. That's right. Uncle Andy, you never sold your GameStop stock? Well, I hope you're at least green on it. William sold all his finger? That's interesting. JJ says, we're due for this win. Most of us been taking a beating in these crypto. Well, that's very true. Absolutely. Axel, Reddit is not where the action is anymore. Sorry. And also, you're talking about GameStop now. You're not talking about GameStop back in the day. Before GameStop ran, it was not that big. So you're wrong. You're blatantly wrong, factually wrong. Billy Coop up to 9,250 finger shares. That's amazing. Good for you. Husker says, once one domino falls, we'll have so many other opportunities to make money. Amen. Well, that's what I'm looking at too. I am not looking for it to make all your money off one stock. I think that's crazy. And even if it ran to 2,500, which would be amazing and definitely would be what you need for one stock, you got to just play the odds. You got to play the odds. And so if it gets there, it's amazing. If it doesn't, you still play the odds. We have so many good setups, guys. So if Finger actually has its run, no matter how far it gets, if you make good money, but it's not life-changing money, well, you can roll that money. We've talked about this many times, the compound interest of 1 to 1 to 1. And you go boom one, boom the other. And it's like me, I'm going to roll to G-Bucks more. I still believe in that. I don't think it's going to have a huge, epic, face melting squeeze, but I do think it could go 10 times where it is now. Go G-Bucks, and then you go DJT, which I still think is going to have a massive run, and maybe catch a couple more. And if you just compound those one after the other, that's where you can make a ton of money. And once a couple squeezes go off, guys, I'm telling you, there'll be more. It's going to be just like in 2021. We are at that point. We're at that point. MM says, what's up? Fidelity's roughly worth 150 billion. Wonder how much they lose. This will not be a 150 billion loss. I mean, maybe if it really ran to 1,000 or something, they might lose $1 billion. You got to remember that's spread out across a lot of other places. But yeah, I don't think this would be like end Fidelity. Fidelity's massive. Not only is it 150 billion in their worth, but they manage 6 trillion in assets. So they have money. Does anyone have an idea on the shares traded for HKD when it hit 2,500? No, I don't know. But HKD is a whole different story. Even though it hit those prices, HKD was an IPO that there was massive hedge fund collusion on, and the hedge funds knew about it. They all bailed in at the same time on HKD to squeeze it because there was shorted on the IPO. And they took advantage of that and they jumped it. There was like no retail in HKD at all. So yeah, it's not, even though it's amazing what it did, it's not the right stock to look at as a comparison. Vince says 10 cents a day. Everybody think you're cool if you do. Be a member. Thank you, Vince. Yeah, join, guys. Get in the Discord so you can do we can follow Finger live in real time. I'll tell you, when Finger had its big day the other day, when we closed at the high at 225 and then the next morning ran to 3, the Discord is very exciting. It's very exciting and it's fun. It's very fun. So if you want to be a member and get in the Discord, go just hit that join button. You'll enjoy it. Big B, aiming for the second, third, and fourth squeeze after Finger. I think that's the way to play it. Yeah. Dirty Red, believing in XRP. I believe in XRP too. I don't know if it's going to hit those massive numbers people are expecting, but I do think it'll be significantly higher than it is now. Joe Scarpazzo, will Atkins go after Gensler, Easton, that group for fraudulently affecting the markets? If he ever went after Gensler, it'd be far down the road. He's got to clean up what's going on right now. As far as Easton, though, I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Vince says, GameStop, no wonder why William's so bitter. He's pushing another play. Yeah, I can't speak for William right now. I love William. He's a great man. And my personal experiences with him have been wonderful. So I'm not going to speak on William at all. I don't know what I haven't watched his live in a while. Jeffrey Fast, your next wish: Trump changes tax codes and we all don't have to pay 40% of our runs. Huh. Good hope. Ficus, HKD's flow was low since it was right after APO. Yeah, I would agree with that. Did I read It's Still Me Albie post about GTII gets you jacked? Yeah, I mean, GTII has massive potential still. Once it starts trading, we need it to get fully turned over to John Forster and AI University, and it'll be huge. I really do think it's still got a massive potential. Wicked says, I'm computer savvy, don't understand how the Discord works. Listen, if you're a member and all you got to do is download the Discord app, set up your little profile, it's really easy. And then all you got to do is click the link that I post. And if you do that, you go right into the Discord. It's super easy and it's just a chat. It's just a chat. That's it. That's all it is. Cindy Lou, good to see you. TOP could be a good example. You're right, Agent Orange. That's a little bit different, but I don't know if that'll be still that. TOP was kind of weird too. It's a Chinese stock. So I think TOP was China, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, guys, listen, I told you I'm not going long tonight, so I'm not. Tomorrow morning, there's a plan to be a massive buy-in on Finger. And, I've heard about it. I'm not the one putting it together. So SEC, you can't come after me. I'm just reporting. But there's a plan to go in on Finger starting in pre-market. The other day it broke 3. It went to 308 and they crushed it down, but it still finished green all week last week. Just huge. In fact, massively green, almost up $1 on the week. So Finger's moving. It's moving. All the momentum's there. And so there's a big push tomorrow to see if we can break something. So let's pray something happens. And you guys do with that information what you will. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just reporting what I'm hearing and seeing. So, but I think we have the potential where we might finally be at a special place with Finger, which is awesome. And I think right now, this is, again, personal opinion. What I'm seeing is I think the worst case scenario for Finger the next few weeks is that we are at $6 to $7. I think that's the worst case scenario, which that is more than double where we're at now. So even if we don't squeeze in this month, it's still a massively great trade, in my opinion. That's what we're seeing. So we'll see how it goes. I am praying that's what it does. I truly am. I wish I had more money to put into it because I'm very excited. But again, please do your own research. Do not do stuff just because I'm telling you. But I do share guys who know more than me, including Ham, who's extremely bullish. Pedro sees it. Bam, his model is showing great things for Finger right now. I think everybody sees it. So again, in my opinion, worst case scenarios will be more than double in the next couple of weeks, which is awesome. So let's pray for more, guys. We deserve more. We've been fighting for a long time. We've been in this for a long time. Every single one of you deserves to get everything back you've been stolen from and much more, because not only did they steal your money these last few years, they've stolen your time. And so justice looks like getting back all of that and more. And so let's pray that happens. So, the buy button's gone. So many other things going on. So, anyways, but guys, I love you guys. I will be on with a full live tomorrow. I just had to come on tonight because I know things are supposed to be going down tomorrow or should get interesting. So I'll be back with a full live tomorrow. And if you think of me, keep in prayers for my insurance stuff with the car. That took a whole nother turn on Friday. So my wife is still dealing with her injuries and the car stuff, and we still haven't gotten any breakthrough on that. So in fact, they're playing games with us. So hopefully we get a turn on that this week. But anyways, love you guys. Have a great night. And I will definitely see you all tomorrow. And I will be on tomorrow, the Discord. You better believe we'll be on the Discord a lot. So get in the Discord if you're a member. If you're not a member, you might want to think about joining and get in the Discord. So God bless you guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Good night.